This first one comes to us through npr.org, and it's about our asshole of a attorney general, Jeff Beauregard Sessions, has ordered federal prosecutors to, quote, charge and pursue the most serious, readily available, provable offense. And this is him trying to remind people that the whole Eric Holder thing, where the policy of strict enforcement, that rolled back the comparatively lenient stance by Eric Holder, Sessions is going to be a hard ass about a lot of this stuff. So, and this is a quote from him right here. He says, "This policy affirms our responsibility to enforce the law, is moral and just, and produces consistency." Yeah, you consistently are an asshole to people that probably did not deserve the sentences that they got. It's wonderful for you, Jeff. "This policy fully utilizes the tools Congress has given us. By definition, the most serious offenses are those that carry the most substantial guideline sentence, including mandatory minimum sentences." Yep, so we're back to mandatory minimums. Hope you guys enjoyed those. I hope you like those kids that get caught with a little bit of weed having to spend 25 years and all that fun shit. So Holder has asked prosecutors to avoid slapping he had avoided slapping nonviolent drug offenders with crimes that carried mandatory minimums. But that's pretty much all going away now. And as NPR's Tamara Keith explains, he gives judges and prosecutors little discretion over the length of a prison term if a suspect is convicted. So, like I said, it's going to get a lot more authoritarian here pretty quickly. However, if prosecutors wish to pursue lesser charges for the low-level crimes, they will need to obtain approval for the exception from a U.S. attorney, assistant attorney general, or another supervisor. But in a speech on Friday, Sessions asserted that the policy change is aimed not at low-level drug users, but rather drug dealers and traffickers. But, we're still going to sweep up all the low-level people as well because they're all bad guys and they all deserve prison sentences. Don't you just love that? And he says, "If you're a drug trafficker, we will not look the other way. We will not be willfully blind to your misconduct." Gee, I wonder if that's one of the other reasons they wanted to have Duterte come visit recently. They like their drug policy so much. I think Trump's going to declare a purge. Do you think we're headed that way, people? We might be going that way. I don't think they could possibly make it legal, but he probably watched that movie and he's like, "Oh, that's a really good idea. I'm rich. I'll be safe." Anyway, Keith notes that this marks a return to the tough on crime philosophy of the 80s and the 90s. The one where Pookie from New Jack City got busted every fucking week. And it returns that advocacy groups have feared for some time. And it says, "This is a disastrous move that will increase the prison population." As if we needed more citizens to be held up in prison. I mean, seriously, we've got the largest prison population of any country in the world, I think. And people might be able to challenge me on shit like maybe China. I'm not sure. But the thing is, it all exacerbates racial disparities in the criminal justice system, and they do nothing to reduce the drug use or increase public safety. This comes from Michael Collins, who's the deputy director at the Drug Policy Alliance, said in an email written to NPR, where I got this article from here. It says, "Sessions is taking the country back to the 1980s by escalating the failed policies of the drug war." And I'm sure Jeff Sessions has not bothered looking at it at all, but I think it was Portugal that went through recently and made everything legal. I mean, all the drugs legal. And they also worked on treatment programs, and they've had a rousing fucking success getting rid of all the crime. It's pretty fucking cool. You need to check it out. I can't remember if it was Portugal or Gibraltar. I don't remember. I know Gibraltar's not a country, but you know what I mean. So Eric Holder's not a fan. He wrote a memo saying that the policy announced today is not tough on crime. It is dumb on crime. That's a good fucking line. I had to laugh when I read that one because Eric Holder just handed you your ass. Even though it's a stupid comeback, it's not tough. Dumb. It's still funny as shit. It is an It is an ideologically motivated cookie cutter approach that has only been proven to generate unfairly long sentences that are often applied indiscriminately and do little to achieve long-term public safety. So pretty much saying the same thing I just said. Giving somebody a longer sentence isn't going to sway people from doing crime. What would get rid of the crime is getting rid of the fucking crime itself. People having weed should not be a goddamn crime. It's still going to be treated that way for always and forever because that's where we fucking are as a country. We got to be afraid of a little fucking plant. And in that case, heroin. Make fucking heroin legal. If people get it legally, there'd be a lot less chance of everybody overdosing or getting the bad shit or anything. You'd be able to tax it, be able to make an income off of it. If people need help, they can go get help. I might be hitting some brick walls with a lot of people where they're like, no, not heroin. No, fuck it. All drugs, legal, across the board. You guys want to be fucking libertarians about shit? Let's be libertarians about shit. Let's make it all legal.
Android.